Hey everyone, Sergio with the Rideshare Guy. Welcome to another episode, a special episode of Behind the Wheel. Today we're going to talk to Kacie from Jacksonville, Florida, about Roadie XD. Roadie XD network is rapidly expanding with 35 cross docks and counting. These hubs represent some of the largest delivery opportunities for gig workers, who some of you may be doing Uber and Lyft, and then Roadie XD is here to show you the money. So, however, Roadie XD is a little bit different than Roadie. You may have experience with Roadie, but Kacie is going to educate us about it actually. So, welcome, Kacie.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you did before gig work, actually, and do you do other platforms?
My name's Kacie. I'm from Jacksonville, and before I started doing roadie, I was working in a warehouse at the Amazon warehouse.
Okay.
Um, and before that, I've done Uber for quite a while. I did Uber for a long time. And then I was doing Uber before roadie as well. And then I found out through my husband's coworker who actually did roadie as well, and I jumped on it, and I've enjoyed it so far.
That's amazing, right? So there's so many apps these days, right? I mean, there's an
Yes.
app for everything these days. You can push a button, a dog walker will show up. So
That's true.
there's no end to apps, but I think you found your niche with Roadie XD. So Roadie XD is a little different than doing, let's say, Uber Eats or DoorDash, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
tell us a little bit about the differences, what you discovered once you start doing it. I know you said you've been doing it only for 7, 8 months, right?
Correct. And
Okay.
I do it like a regular job. I enjoy it. I just feel like I enjoy being by myself, driving and delivering packages, and when I get to the people's door and have them smile, or if I'm delivering to that same address for quite a while now, get to know the people. I just enjoy the people, really. It's the people that keep me going.
You're like Santa Claus every day.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
That's awesome. So, you said you worked at Amazon or warehouses before, so you do have some experience with warehouse operations, obviously. So,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about that process, actually. So, tell me about, tell me a little bit about your day. Like you wake up and then you have your shift already and you go to the warehouse. How does that work?
For roadie.
Yeah, yeah.
So normally I wake up at 6 a.m. I cook breakfast, I'll get ready, and then around 7 or 8 is when they normally come out. So I'll start heading out there. And then I get there. I normally catch a roadie on the way there. Sometimes
Hmm.
I catch one when I'm at home, but I'll start heading that way so I'm closer to the area. And when I get there, you sit in line, and then you talk to the warehouse doc. Click that you have arrived,
Hmm.
and then you just make sure that you got all your packages. You process them in, and then pack them up.
Okay. Well, what kind of do you have to drive some sort of special car for this, or do you have a
No,
minivan, or?
I drive my regular Nissan Sentra
Okay. All
compact
right.
car.
So,
Yes.
so th does it represent challenges though? What if it's like a bigger item? But when you pick your shift, or your packages, that, you're not delivering some
Yeah, it'll tell you
furniture or
the
something.
dimensions. It'll tell you the dimensions of the package. You just got to pay attention to it. I know there's a lot of people, especially since I've been working there, that are new that didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because they do put out a lot of like air filters and stuff that are really
Hmm.
big in boxes. I've been able to fit like 27 air filters in my car, but it's very challenging. I
Yeah.
would rather have a bigger car, but you definitely, like you said, you can see how big they are before you pick them up.
So you have to be good at Tetris, I think.
Yes.
You have
Yes,
to figure out what's going on.
for
So
sure.
a little bit more about the warehouse processing. So what is your tip for a newer driver, let's say, who wants to join Roadie XD family, about sorting, staging? How do you manage that? Because there are going to be multiple drops, right? In
Yes.
one delivery.
Yes, so it really depends on like the day, because Wednesday is like the slowest day, but during a normal day, if you only get one roadie, you can get between 20 to 50 packages. It just depends on how big it is.
Hmm.
I normally try to catch two roadies in one day, but that's just me. So normally I'll have like 50 to 70 packages, but I normally because they make you scan the barcode when you get there in front of them to make sure that you have all your packages and everything, or you don't have the wrong package, so you don't have to bring it back. So I normally just scan them all in, and then I go down the line because it'll show you like where you have to go first.
Hmm.
I always pick to go the furthest first.
Okay.
It seems to get me by faster. I go quicker when I go the farthest first and work my way back towards the warehouse.
Okay. In case you have a return or something like that.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, how do you handle those returns? Have there been many, or is it not that many?
It really depends. I mean, especially like with bigger neighborhoods, if you have gated communities, if people don't give you the pin, it's
Yeah.
harder to get in. So yeah, if you have stuff like that, there is a lot of returns. I try not to do the returns. I try to call them over and over to, make sure that somebody's home or something. But we're not allowed to leave them out by the gate or anything like that. So yeah, it is very challenging to not have any returns.
Yeah, for sure. So can you share any unexpected challenges, curves, let's say you experienced when picking up packages, and how did you overcome them?
Um, So sometimes, most of the time, they have it pretty sorted out where there's a line and you just wait in line. But there's been plenty of times where at the warehouse, because it's a smaller area, like there's a bunch of semi trucks as well. And
Hmm.
it's very challenging getting in and out of there and making sure that you don't get hit by a semi truck as
Yeah.
well. Because it's like one lane and there's two lanes, but it looks like one.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. But just pay attention, always make sure you are aware of your surroundings, of course. And I'm very good with the all the people that work at the warehouse. I keep a close relationship with them. They're very good people at the warehouse, and that's one thing I enjoy about going to the warehouse is everybody there is very friendly. If you have an issue, you can go to them, speak to them, and they'll try to work it out as best as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, you seem like a very outgoing young lady, and then you're going to do well in this. Because I believe gig work is all about attitude, right? If you have
Yes,
the right attitude, things are going to go fine. If you have the wrong attitude to start with, I don't think it's going to go that well
for
for you.
sure.
Yeah.
Can't
So
have a
what?
negative attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what advice would you give to new drivers about, let's say, your sorting tricks, tips and tricks?
I would just like my sort. The only thing I really do is again, I just go from furthest to closest, and I
Okay.
I put like wherever you're going, the last in the back seat, and then wherever you're going first, you pack it in the front seat and have it. I always keep my stuff organized so I know where I'm going.
Yeah, but absolutely. I mean, you do this for a while and then you just become on autopilot basically, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you exactly know what you're doing. You can do it with your eyes closed.
Mm.
So you said you've been doing it for, 7, 8 months. I consider you a veteran from the way you're explaining things to me. I actually want to go to Roadie XD now, but I don't
Yeah.
think we have it in California yet. But so there are this Roadie XD is obviously a little different, right? You've done Uber, you've done other, delivery work, warehouse work. How does it compare? What should new drivers be looking forward to? What should they expect?
I believe that they should just look forward to, and the team in general, everybody that I've spoken to, including you, everybody has positive attitudes. The team that you're getting into is positive. Just come in with a great head on your shoulders and know that, you're helping people, not just yourself. The money is great, but also it's great to help people. That's my main thing. Like, just make sure that you have a positive attitude, like you said, when you come into Roadie.
Yeah, for sure. And you said this is
Because
the only thing that
there's
this,
challenges and
yeah.
there's always going to be challenges in the world, but you just got to keep it going.
Well, absolutely. There's challenges in anything. I mean, come on, it's
Yeah.
it's a given, The world is not a straight line. So,
Right.
but you said you only do this for your living, right? This is the only
Yes.
income source? Okay.
Yes.
On a daily basis, you're doing it. So let's talk a little bit about earnings and opportunities. We don't have to talk exact numbers, but obviously it's sufficient enough for you just to do this for a living, right?
Right. So I normally, you can do a direct payout every day or you can
Hmm.
get paid every Wednesday. I do it every day just because it's easier for me, but I don't make no less than $200 a day
Okay.
through Uber or through I'm sorry, through
Mm.
Roadie.
No, no. I mean,
Um
look, Uber is so synonymous with gig work that
yeah.
I drive Uber and Lyft, and there be like passengers in the back seat from Lyft, and they be talking on the phone. They go, "I'm in an Uber." I go, "No, you're not in an Uber. You're in a Lyft, actually."
Yes. For
Yeah.
sure. I worked for Uber for about a year and
Hmm.
I've had challenging situations, so I completely
Did you
understand
do
what you're saying.
deliveries or did you drive?
No, I did people. I picked up people. Yep,
Okay.
and I did it in Orlando, Tampa, Georgia, and Florida,
Okay. So we're
Jacksonville.
talking about earnings. So what would you say to newer drivers or existing drivers? How can they maximize their opportunities or earnings with Roadie XD Network?
So I normally started off before I started doing like the warehouse work. I started off because you have to get the actual badges on the Roadie app.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off with pharmacy, like CVS and stuff like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
I've never did the Walmart orders. I just started off with the CVS ones. And then I did the mail ovations, which is like normally just the little letters. And then I started doing bigger packages.
Okay.
So, and then once I started into the warehouse, you know, I would say get used to it first, only do one roadie, but it is possible to get more than one roadie in a day.
Okay.
So like you if you wanted to get two, you could pick them up at the same time that morning at the warehouse before you get there. You'll know that you already have two, which means you'll probably have 50 to 70 packages,
Yeah.
and that's what I like to do, but I would say if you've never done it before, to start off with one just to get used to it. And you'll get used to your routes because you get to pick your routes, and if you pick them in the same area, you mainly get the same like roads and stuff, so you'll know where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, in any gig work, right? Knowing your city is really, really
Yeah.
important, and lay of the land is important. You got to know what you're doing.
There's been a couple times where I've been stuck out in the middle of nowhere and I had no signal on my phone whatsoever,
Yeah,
so I had to drive for at least 20 minutes to get signal again.
yeah, yeah. That
So,
happens. That's part of the
yep,
gig. Part of the
yep.
gig. So let's say your typical day. You wake up, you do your breakfast, and then you pick up your shift, or what you're doing. Um, let's talk a little bit about efficiency, right? Obviously, you know how to sort the packages. You have a system that you works for you. It may not work for others because everybody else has their own system. They develop their own system within the network, actually. And then, as far as efficiency, right? There's going to be multiple stops. So, how do you handle all of that? Like, obviously, you got to drive quite a bit, right? I mean, like,
Right.
what would you say? How many miles a day do you drive on a typical Roadie XD delivery?
Um, if I do a further one, it's probably about 150 miles.
Okay.
A closer one, I would say about 85 to 90.
Okay. And then, so how do you handle the part with these multiple stops? Like, is parking an issue sometimes, or like you
Um,
said, give it gated communities, they don't give you the code, and so how do you handle all those problems?
so normally, most of the time I don't have parking issues. I mean, there has been a few times, like especially if you're going into downtown, like side road parking and stuff. I mainly just try to park the closest and hope that you can figure out your way there. But because I know the area well, I mean, I'll park the closest in a different parking lot or something and then walk up there. But if there's like no gate code or something like that, I try to
Hmm.
call the person multiple times, and mainly at like neighborhoods like that, they'll have a big box where you can actually call them through the residency, and I try to do that as well. I'll try to text them, and if I wait about 10 minutes and they haven't answered, then I'll try to put a return in into the app. Or I've found it easier to just wait until I normally put the ones that I need to return in a pile, and then I'll wait till the very end of my shift, and when I'm done with everything else, I'll call the support number and they will help me do the returns over the phone. And it's a lot quicker that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like you're very comfortable at this. You're doing, well,
Yes.
obviously, you're getting rewarded for your hard work. And it's being the only source of income. It talks a lot. It says a lot about Roadie XD, actually.
Yeah.
So for all of you who are watching this or going to watch this later, we have the links in the show notes about how to join Roadie XD. And if you're already a driver, Roadie driver, check if Roadie XD is coming near you or is available in your city. So we have a couple of minutes remaining. I'm just going to give you the floor. I mean, you have such a great attitude about this that I think you actually, in whatever you do in life, I think you're going to have great success because of your attitude. So,
Thank
um, so how long are you going to do this, by the way?
I plan on actually getting another car soon, and I want to do. I just want to keep doing it. I
Okay.
just love it. I want to keep doing it, but I feel like with a bigger vehicle, it would be a lot easier to do bigger loads to
Yeah.
make more money. So I planned on getting like a bigger SUV or something like that, and then I was gonna have my husband actually do it as well. He's never
Yeah.
done it, but he knows that I enjoy it so much. I'm like, you might as well do it. It's like even if you just want to do it as a side gig and not just a main job,
Yeah.
it's great money. You can do it as long as you can put your mind to it. Is all you got to do. It's
Yeah. Better
great.
than having a boss, right?
Yes, it's great. I love it. And but not only that, like I said, if you need help, you can call someone. There's always positive attitudes throughout the whole company, no matter who I talk to.
Yeah, I'm glad you're having a great experience with Roadie XD and your husband and wife tag team. Actually, I'll probably interview you
Yes.
guys together once you start doing it.
There you go.
Well, here's Kacie. I mean, look, there's challenges in every gig work, folks, and you have to understand, you have to overcome those challenges. And Kacie seems like she's figured it out. She loves what she's doing, and there is nothing more to say. Well, we appreciate you doing this. I wish you nothing but the best, and please keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this episode of Behind the Wheel on the Rideshare Guy. We've been doing these interviews for the past 6 months with very successful drivers from different cities around the nation. Click here for another episode. Make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications for other episodes of Behind the Wheel as well as amazing content on our channel.